Welcome back, Ringside Junkies. This is
Ringside Junkies, baby.
Ringside's Ring Cap. Today we have a new WBA welterweight champion. Just in case you don't know, we're talking about Rolando Romero. Fought last night and put his WBA championship belt up against Teofimo Lopez.
The takeover.
And this is our post-fight analysis. Rolly had the moment for sure last night. Teofimo had the fight. Romero nearly changed everything last night in the fifth round.
In the fifth,
Lopez got hurt. He got cut. But instead of abandoning the plan, Lopez turned to his jab, did body work and movement. So question for the fans. Did Teofimo win the fight, or did Rolly lose the opportunity? Right? That is the question for you guys. Let's get into result last night. Again, Teofimo Lopez defeated Rolando Romero last night in a majority decision. Went all 12 rounds. The official scorecards were 113-115 for Lopez, 160-112 Lopez, 114-114 for Lopez. I disagreed with that decision. I actually thought that Romero actually should have held on to it last night. When you look at these fights historically, and I know judges' scorecards can be all over the place. That's another conversation. But traditionally, when you beat the champion, you normally need a knockdown, right? You beat him every round consistently, right? But to me, I don't think that Lopez did enough last night, even with this majority decision last night, to pull it out. But needless to say, Lopez has now become the 3-division world champion, adding the WBA welterweight title to his previous championships at lightweight and junior welterweight. It's a beautiful thing. D, what you want to add before we get into what I'll call the big stats? Talk to me.
Well, Rolly, other than the fifth round when he landed that right hand, the right hook that almost knocked Teofimo down, he just didn't throw enough. He wasn't busy enough. Teofimo, and the scorecards to me were, it should have been far more, in my humble opinion, it should have been far more in Teofimo.
Don't be humble. Speak your ish. Don't be humble about it.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying that Rolly just was not busy enough. He wasn't throwing enough. He wasn't even the aggressor last night. Teofimo was moving forward, hitting them to the body, and using his jab. It was nothing on my scorecard other than the fifth round. I really didn't. It wasn't nothing I gave to. I didn't give Rolly. Some people, I know some people gave Rolly the first round. I didn't even give him the first round. I had it a shutout just about, other than the fifth round, in my humble opinion. It was just.
I'll tell you what. Let's take a look at the stats to support your claim, right?
Okay.
All right. So looks like Lopez landed 124 punches to Romero 73. Lopez landed a career high of 62 jabs. So the kind of tells the story. That Teofimo did not try to outwork Rolly. He made the fight more of a boxing match. He controlled the distance, jab, body work, with right hands, and the movement. Right.
Yeah.
So, but you and I know there's more to a picture than is that. Right. This is why I say when it comes to boxing, it's such a subjective sport. Right. Right. Yeah. Which is why we need to know what judges are looking for. Right. We can do stats all day long, right? But how do we know this is what the judges use? We don't know, right? We just we hope and pray. Hey, well, based on what, like I said earlier, based on what I've seen historically, right? You don't have to beat the champion convincingly, right? To me, I think Rolly was definitely trying to use the space. He was trying to counter.
Looking for one shot.
He was catching Lopez as he leaped in, right, with some thundering shots. So let's talk about what Rolly actually did well last night. I think he did find the moment in round 5, was probably his biggest opportunity. He did hurt Lopez, open up a cut around his right eye.
The left, that right
Not that
hook.
he had to prove, but he showed the power last night. Lopez was visibly affected last night with the clean punch, right? That changed the fight's temperature, so to speak. To me, Rolly stayed dangerous. He remained a threat because Lopez couldn't simply just walk in straight forward. At some point throughout the night, he did try that, but you better believe that Rolly kept him honest last night. And he did make Lopez pay at moments. So when Lopez became available, I think Romero's counters didn't matter last night. Go ahead.
I don't believe so, bro. No, not what I watch. Sometimes fight boxing world, sometimes it's the eye test. You know, and what I saw last night, Rolly Romero, and like I said, Rolly, I love you, bro, but you were trying to set up one shot to get Teo out of there, and it didn't work. Now, mind you, Romero is dangerous in both hands. I learned last night that he really does hit hard. I mean, he hits hard. So if he can get you out of there, he can. Rolly was sitting and waiting, and it didn't come. Teofimo Lopez was very disciplined last night. Man, he was waiting for Teo to make a mistake, and Teo did not make a mistake.
The boy
was
like
a shutout to me
from the first
other than the fifth round.
Yeah, right here. I was waiting for the boy to say some point. You injured. He looked beat up last night. Now
credit to Teo's corner too for really patching up that eye, so that you know when he did get hurt.
His new nickname is Patches. That we call him. We'll call him Patches.
Hey,
my hat's off to Teo
last
Patches,
night, man. And you be having
so let's take a look at where Rolly came up short last night. I think there was a lot of waiting last night. Romero often appeared to wait for the perfect left hook instead of creating our opportunities.
Yeah.
I don't think he could have built more. There was more opportunity from round 5 after he hurt Lopez. I think the urgency just did not consistently increase as the kind of fight went on. He left the jab. He let the jab take over. I think Lopez established the jab and repeatedly scored from the distance.
Yeah,
so I do agree with him somewhat. Right. And I think there were too few sustained attacks from Rolly last night. And it is very difficult to win a 12-round title fight when while mostly waiting for counters.
When you're on your bicycle too.
Right. Hey, but you're the one, you said that you love, right, that activity.
This is my type of fight, but from Teofimo Lopez's point of view, because he did some great boxing and he stayed in the pocket a lot on Rolly too. He wasn't just staying on the outside. He was doing a lot of body work, which laid the foundation for him winning this fight.
Cost him had the new nickname, Patches, as you just so eloquently put a couple minutes ago.
But he got clipped that one time, bro. I mean, he got clipped.
That one clip didn't put multiple patches on his face. That was from multiple punches landed by Rolly last night. It wasn't like he was fighting a second opponent last night in that ring last night, homie. Yeah. So let's not so wow, yes.
Rolly,
there was a lot of waiting and countering, right? Those patches to the face weren't just by waiting. That was actually from labor, from work.
Yeah, I just think Rolly should have opened up more in this fight.
So let's talk about the missed opportunity.
Okay.
Here we go. All right. So Rolly hurt Lopez early enough to make the fight suddenly dangerous, right? But the moment became a question of urgency. So the question for fans is, hey, did Rolly need to press harder at the round 5, right? Did he believe Lopez was hurt more than he actually was, right? Because remember, respect.
He didn't test it.
I think that Lopez, he's a warrior. He's been through a lot of battles. Or did Lopez's recovery force Rolly back into hesitation? Right.
Okay.
So I ask you fans, if you're in Rolly's corner, What would you have told him after the 5th round? Let me ask you that question as well. Anything that you would have told him?
Well, his corner told him he ain't no Hall of Famer. He wasn't performing like a Hall of Fame fighter. So I'm just saying that's what they said last night. That's his corner talking, because Rolly is fixed on wanting to be a Hall of Fame fighter. Well, when he went back into the corner in the late round, his trainer was like, "Yo, this ain't what Hall of Famers do. Hall of Famers don't be on their bicycle. Hall of Famers don't be, just not busy."
I think that is terrible advice to put in my ear as I am sitting here, got my damn life on the line.
But you know what, big bro? No, I got what he was doing, because he was trying to take what Rolly said and try to light a fire in this butt, man, because he wasn't doing enough, man. That's why he said that. I know why the trainer said it. It's just that he was trying to, just Rolly do something, man, because Teofimo, it was the way the fight was looking, because Teo was coming forward and Rolly was at times just on his bicycle trying to land, because he is dangerous in both hands, but it didn't work. And that's why I give credit to Teo.
Well, let's take a look at what Teo did well last night. He looks like he followed the game plan. Lopez repeatedly returned the jab, and he did a really good job at the body attack. And he controlled the range, which is what you're alluding to. He made Romero travel further to land the power shots. He recovered under fire. Right, I think he did a really good job last night. Like I said, he did take some shots. Round 5 was definitely a dangerous round.
Yeah, Lopez that was the wake-up round,
and he returned to boxing. Right, this is where the boxing IQ comes in. And I think what he did really well last night, he's used athleticism. His movement prevented sustained exchanges. Again, to kind of sum it up, I think he stayed disciplined. I think his best improvement was tactical. He showed emotional discipline after getting hurt.
Yeah.
Which one to add to that?
Not much, bro. I mean, Teo just went in there, and one thing I commend Teo for, especially in the later rounds, he could have coasted, in my humble opinion. And he could have coasted in rounds 11 and 12. And he said, "No, I ain't gonna leave it up to the judges. I'm gonna go in there and continue my game plan from start to finish," because it was just simply working. He was jab into the body.
And what's great about that, I think that Rolly was thinking just the opposite. He had put enough work in at the beginning fight, right? Yeah. Well, he could coast the later half. So and I guess I was thinking the exact same thing. I think that Romero did a good job at putting that work in early on. Yeah. But I think he made the fatal error in that he is not that type fighter. He hasn't been in that division long enough. He doesn't have the name long enough, right? To say, hey, I'm gonna coast these last 6 rounds, right? Because yes, he took it from Garcia, right? But I think not just a public perception, I'm gonna say the judge's perception of him even before the fight, right? I think this is where the prejudging kind of comes in hand a little bit. I was like, hold on, what is Romero doing? This is not how he normally fights. You know what I mean? Why is he posting for? So perception can be, okay, what is he doing? Right? This is not what we expect. Definitely.
Those optics,
it can be a dangerous thing. Right? Yeah. So the title of this segment, the championship moment. This is more than one win. I think Lopez entered as a lopsided loss to Shakur Stevenson. 7 months later, he moved to 147-pound division, and he beat the reigning WBA champion. Now he has titles at lightweight, junior welterweight, and welterweight. That's 3 divisions, y'all.
3 divisions. Right? Yeah.
So the question is, does this win change how we judge the Stevenson loss? What do you think, Dick? Does this kind of null and void that? How do we look at this loss of Shakur?
No, it just goes to show how good Shakur Stevenson really is. Because Teo had a lot of difficulties with Shakur, whereas when he got in with Rolando, when he got in with Rolly, it was much easier. I think sometimes fights can prepare you for another fight. Whereas you got Rolly, who I just think Shakur Stevenson is just a better fighter than Rolly. So Teo had a better night based on opponents. It's based on skill, and it was and Shakur's skills are, better than Rolly's skills. That's what it just boiled down to. Teo was just in the ring with someone that wasn't better than Shakur Stevenson. So he had an easier night.
I am sure. Well, I'm sure there should be some type of rematch clause in his contract. And if I am Romero, I am definitely activating that rematch clause. So fans, for you guys, if you are Rolly, do you say, hey, I want a rematch on this thing? Right?
Yeah.
Would you want to get there and see the takeover again to kind of prove that, hey, this belt was actually yours? Let's talk about what Lopez proved last night at the 147-pound division. I think he carried his speed into the welterweight division. Definitely, his speed was definitely there. I think he showed that he could win without relying on a spectacular punch. I think that he showed us that he could survive a dangerous puncher at 147. I think he showed us that he could adjust during a fight, and as he could not do with Shakur. I think that he proved that he can operate and beat a strong 147-pound champion as he did last night, right? He sustained that attack in fifth round that we've been highlighting. But most importantly, Lopez showed he's got patience instead of chasing a highlight reel finish. What do you say you did?
I just think Teofimo's experience propelled in this fight. You got to remember, Teo been in there with the likes of like Lomachenko, okay, who he beat, by the way. He's been in there with Josh Taylor. He's been in there with Shakur. He got some boxing life lessons and experience. Now, I ain't taking nothing away from Rolly because Rolly been in there with some good ones too. But those are some technicians. I mean, you call Lomachenko high tech. You know what I mean? And then you got Shakur. I mean, and Josh Taylor. That was impressive when he beat Josh Taylor. So I'm talking about Teofimo. So I just think it was, at the end of the day, experience showed up in this fight, and I just think Teo was just the better guy. He was the better guy. So hats off to him. I love you, Rolly, but hats off to Teo on the night.
So let's just talk about the fifth round, which that's probably gonna be the highlight of every pod you talk around. Is the fifth round turning point. So before the fifth round, Lopez was building control. Round by round 5, Romero landed that shot that changed the fight. And Lopez perfect. Right. Now, after round 5, Lopez, he did return to the jab. He did the body work and movement. So this kind of 2 highlighted points right here. Romero had the moment, but Lopez had the response. And I think, to your credit, this is what we talk about. This is where the experience kind of comes in. Hey, I got hurt, but what happens next? And as with every great fighter who's been in there, who's been hurt, what you don't do is fight back. Sometimes the natural inclination and response is, well, I don't get my get back. No, you hold on. Right, you hold on. Right. And I think that's exactly what he did.
Yeah, well, Teo told him, I was watching the post fight, Teo did say that he went to Rolly and said, is that all you got? He said, you're not gonna get me out with that. So you're gonna have to come better than that. So
You have to
I mean,
kill me.
you know, hats off to Teofimo, man. He was determined last night. You know, hats off to him.
Let's talk about why the jab mattered last night. The obvious score, right? The points, points without hitting, entering Rolly's power range. The distance made Romero reset before throwing, and the rhythm let Lopez decide when exchanges happen. Again, and he had a career high last night for jabs, man, 62 jabs. And the reason that these are critical because Lopez may really fight at a preferred TO's distance, so to speak, last night, right? So, and this is me being analytical inside and saying, okay, how was it? How was it that the judges came up with this? This is me just kind of breaking things down. But I'm still going to go with the point. I think he needed, to me, a knockdown of some sort. Because what I've seen historically is to beat a champion, you need just that. Right? Now, maybe I'm of the old school mind frame that with those are the cheating days back then. You know what I mean? Because we have seen champions lose with less. You know what I mean? We've seen champions score a knockdown over the opponent and come out with an L. You know, so I guess what I was anticipating, not hoping for, anticipating, is that, you know what, they're gonna give it to him tonight, right? Even though he was outworked, but because he's the champion, right? In the mortal words of Tank Davis when he fought Lamont Roach, they ain't gonna give it to you.
Hey, well, that was Lamont Roach said Tank told him. So I mean,
right?
He said they ain't gonna give it to you. So I mean,
and let's
talk about Lamont Roach, man. I like Lamont Roach.
Let's talk about something that you alluded to earlier, which is the body work, the quiet weapon. Lopez repeatedly attacked the body instead of hunting only for the head, and this is why it matters. Body shots can show slow movement. They discourage somebody walking forward. That forward pressure. They can make a counter puncher work harder, right? And this can create openings upstairs.
And frustrating.
For Rolly Romero, whose power shots depending on setting up his feet, the body work will help reduce clean opportunities. So I'm giving you some good support work as to why. Again, this is me being analytical. I try to be fair. You know, just say, okay, well, why were they? So this is me putting things together, so to speak, and giving possibilities. Anything you want to add to that?
Well, it was easy for Teofimo last night because Rolly was on his back foot, so it was easy for him to do a body attack on him, jabs to the body, offset, and it wasn't really nothing to offset last night because Rolly just wasn't throwing enough. So when he was backing Rolly up,
you say that, but look at the man's face.
Yeah, he got a couple, bro. But I'm saying what it is.
A couple. That man got to have stitches and surgery. All right.
Teofimo's game plan just worked to perfection. You know what I mean? And he really banged his body. And Rolly, I don't think Rolly liked that body work that he was getting last night either. So,
speaking of body work, at some point, Rolly, let's go ahead and remove that third nipple, man. You got a third nipple on your left nipple. Let's get rid of that, man. That's disgusting, Rolly.
You say I got what there?
I said Rolly Romero's got a third nipple up on his left nipple. It looks disgusting. Get rid of that, Rolly. Speaking of body work, take them meals you made. Let's get some let's get some body work done.
The freak that come from, bro?
He talking about on one of his episodes. He said he had a third nipple on his chest. All right, let's talk about the ring IQ. Is what I call the ring IQ story. Rolly's ring IQ showed it recognizes Lopez opening, but the execution was inconsistent last night.
Right.
Lopez's ring IQ showed his response to danger. Again, this goes back to the him being a veteran. The difference, Rolly found the opening, Teofimo found the adjustment. Again, I think that the distance separated up over round 12. Scorecards, man. Let's talk about why the scorecards matter. 114 means that one judge saw the fight even, right? 150, 113, and 160 and 112 gave Lopez the majority decision. The cards say that the fight was not a shutout on every scorecard, but the punches total strongly supported Lopez's control, right? If we're going by output, right? And I'm assuming that's what they're going by. Like I say, every fight's different because every fight's got 3 different judges. We have no idea what they're looking for, right? But it sounds like you agree with that last night because of output, right? So, and I'm going by, I'm gonna say historically, you got to do more than that to come take my belt away from me last night, right? So, and of course, some independent observers scored at a little bit wider margins for Lopez. It was just scorecard more in line with last night's scorecard.
My scorecard was way wider. I'm sorry. I only really call me crazy, and Boxing World in the comment section. Let us know what your how you scored the fight. Because call me crazy, I actually had to fight 119 to 109. I gave Rolly that one round.
Call you crazy.
That one round when he had the big round in round 5. But after that, it was nothing he was doing. You can't win a fight with one punch. I mean, he got a one punch here, one punch there on Teofimo. But Teofimo was working him, man.
Question for you. Were you sitting in the Ray Charles section last night?
I could have been.
You're blindfold. You definitely.
I might have been.
I know earlier.
Give me those Fred Sanford glasses from Harlem Nights. maybe, but call me crazy, man. I gave him one round. Yeah, there it is.
I know earlier we asked you guys about a rematch. If you guys were rolling, would you guys activate that rematch?
Yeah.
If there is a rematch, what would Rolly need to do? I think he would definitely have to increase his work rate. I think you need to put some pressure behind those combinations. I think he need to attack a little bit earlier. I do think that he will have to build off of some successful moments. And I think that just to satisfy the judges, right, maybe some of those watching, he would need to stop depending on just the one punch, right?
Yeah.
Would you agree with that?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's the number one thing. I think because Rolly, when he was like opening up and throwing, he was having some success. So, I say for Rolly, man, just be a little bit more busier, and be that aggressor that you can be too. Both of these guys have, heading to the fight have, good IQs. So Rolly got a good IQ too. It's just that that was his game plan, was to set traps and try to catch, which he did in the 5th. He caught him with that right hook. He caught Teofimo with the right hook. So it was a okay game plan, but I think if they were to rematch, just be more busier, Rolly. Just be more busier.
And I will also say, Rolly actually has he looks better each and every fight. Is it me? I think he actually looks better.
Looks more disciplined.
Absolutely. So whatever he's doing, I would say continue doing that. So I do think that was game plan last night, was to counter. Rolly does have a good jab, and he can box. So I do see him getting better and better. And I think this is one of those things where, because they know each other, I think he did have one game plan, but this is when you have to kind of go into your bag. So, okay, well, this is not working. Let me do this. right? But if he's thinking like I'm thinking last night, I'm the champion. Let me try this route right here, right? So maybe that's what his plan was like. So I'll put this work in the first 6 rounds. All right, we bagged that up, right? I'm gonna coast because we've seen this playbook before, right? By multiple people. Floyd's done it. Oscar Hoy's done it. I've bagged enough rounds, right? But like I said earlier, Rolly has not put in the amount of work that these 2 guys I just named as, right? So really, if you're leaving it in the hands of the scorecard and of the judges, I think it is a dangerous position to be in. So again, just saying, if there's a rematch for Teofimo, I think that expect that left hook and then keep the jab active, continue doing the body work. Do not overcommit after hurting Romero, right? And make Romero chase. So let me ask the audience some questions at this point. Did you guys see anything that the judges may have missed last night? Right. Was round 5 the best chance of Rolly winning the fight last night? Right. If you in Teofimo's corner after round 5, what would you guys have said to him? Would you have said, hey, look, everything's fine, keep doing what you're doing, right? If there isn't a rematch clause, right, who should Lopez fight next to at 147?
Well, he already talked about it. I think what he's going to do, he's going to kind of take a break a little bit because he just got a newborn, or he just got a child.
Okay.
So he want to kind of take his time with that. But I think who he's and I've already said this, but okay, so I think he wants to target the winner of Ryan Garcia versus Conor Ben. That's the fight that he will target when he do, rest, get much deserved rest, come back. But I selfishly would like to see him fight Devin Haney next. Not for the fighters, just because you got Teofimo Lopez Sr. and you got Bill Haney. You got those 2 dads, man.
Oh my gosh.
I just want to see those 2 dads just, man, the lead up to the fight, bro. I selfishly would love to see that, man. I know, Teo got to do what he got to do because this is his career, and I wish him well in his boxing career. But that would be, if it was a dream fight, I would like to see him fight Devin Haney, just so I can see the dads, because those dads are something else. But they are the 2 biggest trash-talking dads in the sport of boxing, period. And so you get those 2 together,
And what's crazy, and when you kind of think, because Devin is super quiet, right? Theo, time to time, say some crazy mess. I know he's dropped the N-bomb out there and a couple of things, and in relation to us, looking like monkeys, right? But I think a lot of that's just for TV. So I think it would be interesting for sound bites, for sure. And one last question for fans out there last night. This is kind of in line with what Dana is saying. Did Rolly's inactivity last night cost him his title last night? Right. Drop a comment. Drop a comment. Let us know. I think that is going to do it for us here on Ringside Recaps, brought to you by Ringside Junkies. We appreciate you guys tuning in. Again, don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, and do what, D?
Hit that notification bell.
Hit that notification bell. And we see you guys at Ringside. Peace.